lovely to be here with you. This is the first of what I'm hoping is going to be a series of 5-minute training bites that just give a little bit of insight into the world of virtual communication, given that we suddenly find ourselves immersed, of course, in a world of online meetings. And this very first training grab is about the issue of keeping our meetings to time, because I think that is the most common question I am currently getting. And there are 4 elements that we are going to cover in the name of keeping our meetings to time. We're going to talk about the pre-communication, the pre-meeting communication, the setup of the meeting at the beginning, how we manage it live on the day, and then the post-meeting follow-up. So let's get into it. Pre-meeting communication, please get out an email to all of those people who you are going to be including in the meeting, and only those people who need to be there. That includes the purpose of the meeting, but also the agenda of the meeting, including the timing, so everybody knows how long you're going to be spending on each section or each topic of the meeting. So let everybody know that up front, including if you're going to be including 10 or 15 minutes of chit-chat and warm-up and conversation. Allow that time and let people know that there's going to be an opportunity just to touch base and connect before the meeting starts. Let's move on to talk about the beginning of the meeting itself. So you get there on the day, everybody comes in, everybody's online, you have your bit of small talk and chit-chat and connection. You then want to revisit, of course, the purpose of the meeting and the agenda of the meeting, and I recommend setting up then how you're going to manage if things blow out. Be a little bit clearer and a little bit more formal and structured about this than you might be in a normal face-to-face meeting. So using words along the lines of, in the name of keeping things to time, please don't take it personally if I cut you off at any stage, or please don't take offence if I need to wind you up and move the conversation on. It is simply so that we can get to the outcome of the meeting in a timely manner. So just let people know what to expect. And what that does, of course, is it buys you permission for the moment when the conversation does start blowing out and we do start getting bogged down in a bit of detail, or Fred starts to get a little bit carried away and maybe even dominate the meeting somewhat. It gives you the opportunity at that time to go, Fred, this is a really valid point and I hear what you're saying, which is, and you might want to paraphrase, the key point you're hearing he's making, and then move it on to somebody else and go, look, I'm conscious of time, or in the interest of time, I want to make sure we hear from a couple of other people. Or it may simply be, we need to actually wind up this conversation to move on to the next agenda item. You have the choice, by the way, at that point in time of being either quite directive, as I've just suggested, or consultative. And the way that we go about that is, you might say to the group, you might throw to the group and say, look, we seem to have spent more time on topic X than we'd originally expected. We can keep going down this track because it's clearly topical and we haven't found a solution yet, or we can hold fire on that because we also need to get on with this other topic. So we either spend more time here and put this off to another meeting, or vice versa. Which would you like it to be? And you can throw to the group. So either directive, here's what I suggest we do, or consultative, what do you guys think? So those are our 2 options at the time, but you can do it very diplomatically as well as directly in the name of managing the time and keeping yourself on track, and keep using that phrase in the interest of time, or to make sure that we get out on time. The final piece I just wanted to throw into play here was about the post-meeting follow-up, because we don't have the incidental communication that happens around the water cooler or in the kitchen where we get to touch base and say, hey, where are you up to with that? So there are probably 2 things that need to happen following the meeting, which are A, just a quick summary of who's doing what to make sure we're on the same page, because some of that can be misinterpreted online and it's not as clear as it could or should be. So make sure we're all on the same page with who's doing what. And let's stay in closer contact than normal via Slack or via email to just stay updated on even the micro milestones of, okay, I've already chased this up, or I've already been in contact with so-and-so, or we should have an answer to that within the next 24 hours. Keep people posted, because otherwise everyone feels like they're working a little bit in a vacuum or in the dark. not knowing what everybody else is doing. Some people are doing this fantastically well, which is absolutely terrific to see. Some people need a little bit more formality and structure to their meetings to make sure that these are happening on time and that everyone's staying connected along the way. Hope this is useful. I look forward to being in contact in our next training grant. All the best. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.